Welcome to the channel, guys. We are back again, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 most versatile niche fragrances, so stay tuned for that. And if you like top 10 lists, fragrance reviews, clone comparisons, and first impressions, hit that subscribe button for more great content. So I decided to talk about 10 fragrances that I think are extremely versatile, which means, for most part, most of these can be worn year-round. Some of them definitely do fare better, maybe in the fall or in the winter or in the spring or in the summer, but really any occasion works really well for these fragrances. And all of them are niche fragrances, and I think all of them are really strong fragrances too. So it's not just that they're maybe easy to wear, it's that they're actually, at least in my opinion, really good fragrances. Now I am going to start the list with a fragrance from Aqua Cologne. I do really like the brand. I think they're really good at doing citrus fragrances. Performance is the main issue with Aqua, at least from the ones that I have tried. One of the ones I really enjoyed is Pomelo Paradise. And it is a very nice, lively pomelo fragrance. And pomelo smells a lot like grapefruit, so you might get the vibe of a sort of very fresh, somewhat sweet grapefruit. And one of the things nice about this, I guess the pomelo note in general, or this fragrance, is that there are a lot of fragrances with grapefruit that has a little tartness, and I do like that tartness quite a bit, but this definitely sets it apart because it has that pomelo, is front and center, and it's actually a little bit sweet. So very nice. It has some slight green facets, and it's not a very complex fragrance, but it's a very easy wear. And of course, this one would be better spring, summer, but really can be worn anytime, office, formal occasion, because it is very high quality and very likable as well. Casually, easy wear in the sun, easy wear when you're just chilling. So you can wear this any occasion, more geared towards spring and summer, however. The next one is also a little bit better, I think, for spring, summer, and that is Wulong Cha by Nishane. If I had to pick one fragrance from theirs to be the most versatile, it would actually be this one. I know a lot of people probably would pick Hachivat. And, I did try Hachivat, and it's not bad. But I'm also not a big fan of Aventus. And I know it does actually smell quite a bit different. So I don't think, on the opening it smells a lot like Aventus, but it does definitely do its own thing. And, I guess it's okay. Wulong Cha is such a really nice tea-based fragrance, and if you really want to experience something that has tea as a dominant note, this is probably even the fragrance that I would recommend as the best possible choice that you can make. So very nice tea-based fragrance. I think it is very calming, so you can easily wear it when you're just chilling, but something that definitely works about it because it is high quality. It's not overbearing. It makes it very, I suppose, gentlemanly in that way, so I think it does work as well. For a formal occasion, definitely works as a chill fragrance as well. The performance on this one is actually pretty good as well. Definitely in that 8-hour ballpark, which is nice, especially considering it's a lighter, almost kind of fresher fragrance. And so I don't typically expect as much performance from those types of fragrances, but it's really well done. Now the next one is from Penhaligon's, and this is The Tragedy of Lord George. Now I remember I either did a first impression or a review of this one, and I will say that I don't love this fragrance. It's not like my absolute favorite or anything, but the thing is that it's a very high quality soapy fragrance, and those are very versatile. So if you think of something like Mugler Cologne that has that sort of soapy, fresh, clean vibe, this is the same idea, although it doesn't smell anything like Mugler Cologne, so it doesn't give you off that vibe, but it is a very rich, very elegant, very robust, soapy fragrance. And I think if you were on the market for a really high-quality soapy fragrance and you didn't mind paying niche prices, although I think some Penhaligons are actually reasonably priced, Lord George is an excellent choice. And in fact, if I was looking for a soapy fragrance, this would probably be what I would buy. I'm not a huge fan of soapy fragrances in general, but this is a very great versatile fragrance. The quality is there, the luxury is there, and it does have that sort of classy quality to it, so easily can be worn with a suit, but you can wear it pretty much anytime. Probably again more geared spring summer, But it is fairly strong too, so you could wear it fall, especially if you're going to be indoors. Winter works as well. There are some nice woody facets. I know it has a note, I think, of rum. I don't really get any booziness at all. That probably would make it more, I guess, my taste. But again, Tragedy of Lord George. If you're looking for a soapy fragrance, that's a really great choice. Next one, probably no surprise to anyone. I really tried to think of something from this brand that would be different than this choice, but this is really the most versatile choice that they have, and that's Elysium. I haven't smelled the full Parfum, so I can't really give you a breakdown on how different it is or whatever. And I think my biggest problem with Elysium in general, the Parfum Cologne, is that the performance is not that good. So to me, it's basically a skin scent, and it doesn't last very long. But it smells really, really amazing. Now, some people do compare this to Ventus. I don't really get why. It is a vetiver fragrance, so it has some woody facets, and it is fresher. But again, to me, this is nothing like a Ventus. And it is definitely something that can be worn anytime. But, this is one that has this very beautiful, luxurious, slick. There's something futuristic about the smell. I don't know what it is that's in this fragrance that makes me think of a very futuristic type of scent profile. There's something about it that's just very smooth and very slick. It's really, really well done. Citrusy, a little bit woody. And has that vetiver base that is nice. And if you're not somebody that really likes vetiver, this one is probably one of the most or the friendliest vetiver fragrances that I have ever smelled. So very good fragrance, very mass appealing, easy to wear virtually any time, any occasion, and it's just no problem. It would be a little bit of trouble, fall, winter outdoors, just because it doesn't project that well from me. But I think, you could definitely wear it easily indoors. Next one, another soapy fragrance. This one is actually quite inexpensive if you can find it. And it is also very good. And one of the things I like about it, now I will say what it is first, it's Aqua de Parfum Essenza. Now, one of the things I really like about this, it does have this really nice, bubbly, soapy quality. But it also has this sharp kind of citric element that really cuts into that soapiness. And to me, that's one of the things that sets it apart from, I guess, say, Tragedy of Lord George, which is this very refined, soapy fragrance. There's something a little bit edgy about this one. It does have a little bit of a sharp edge to it that does give it something nice. And it is just, very inoffensive, and yet somewhat it manages to be a little bit edgy as well with that sharp, soapy citrus combo that it has going. So, now into the top 5. The next one is none other than Enclave by Amouage. And I think if I was going to buy an Amouage, it would be this one. And, a lot of people might say Reflection Man is maybe more versatile, and, maybe it is. But I am actually not a big fan of Reflection Man. But Enclave is really, really nice because, it sort of opens up with this kind of greenish, bluish vibe. It almost comes across like a blue fragrance. With a greenish touch, but really it's quite a bit different than that. It has a lot of robustness. It dries down into, this really, really nice sort of boozy kind of not charcoaly, but more like, again, kind of like this burning embery vibe, this ambery kind of boozy vibe that is just really, really nicely done. Very mass appealing and very easy to pull off. And that's the thing that I think is really important for being, a versatile fragrance, is that it should be easy to wear and you can wear it in most any situation. And I think that this fragrance definitely pulls that off very, very nicely. The next one, I actually did a first impression of this a little bit, not too long ago, but one of the things that really stood out to me is how easy going and easy to wear this fragrance came off as, and that is none other than Rock Rose by Clive Christian. And I'm not actually really a big Clive Christian fan, I have to say. I haven't tried all their fragrances, but of the ones I haven't really liked very much. But Rock Rose is so easy to like and so easy to wear. It's really hard to say anything bad about it. It's very classy. It definitely has this sort of light kind of floral element that's a little bit sweet and very fresh and airy. And it does kind of have this very breezy vibe to it that's really, really nice. And I would definitely recommend getting a sample of this one if you can. Price point for Clive Christians, of course, are always very high. But if you're looking for something very, very wearable, something that's not too different, so this one does definitely have sort of designer-ish qualities to it. It does also smell a little bit familiar, but it is something that just is very, very easy to wear, and it's very, very likable, and you can wear it up, you can wear it down. You know, that breezy element really makes it nice for outdoors, and that refined, sort of high-class, high-quality element that it has makes it nice for formal occasions. So Rock Rose, it's a really good one. I have heard this one talked about a little bit by the brand. Probably the most talked about one I've heard about from the brand, and personally now I know why. It's a really great fragrance. So the next one is actually maybe a little bit of a surprise. Now, there are other fragrances. This is a Killian fragrance. There are other fragrances from the brand that I think a lot of people might recommend, and you could recommend something like Vodka on the Rocks. I will explain why I didn't recommend that a little bit later when I get to the number one spot. But Straight to Heaven. Now, not the Extreme. Very crucial here. The Extreme is really boozy and really sweet, and I think that makes it a little less versatile. Whereas what I get from the original Straight to Heaven, yeah, it does open up a little bit boozy, but that booziness is only there for really, not that long before it becomes fairly subdued, and you get this very nice woody fragrance that has this, slightly boozy touch, but it doesn't come off so much like alcohol. It does have this very nice, light freshness to it that the boozy or the rum quality gives it, and then has this really beautiful woodiness. And it's just so likable in my opinion. And to me, I could wear it anytime. I would wear this one to work. I'd wear this one out. I would wear this one. You can wear it in the evening. You can wear it on a date. You can wear it anytime you want. I really think that it does work really, really well. But again, this is not the Extreme version. The Extreme version is definitely more of a night out fragrance because it's much sweeter and much boozier. And I find not as woody. And that woody facet that the original Straight to Heaven has really gives it this very likable, very easy to wear, mass appealing thing. And the fact that the booziness is toned down obviously makes it a little bit better for, say, an office situation where you don't really want, well, I personally don't care, but you probably don't want to walk in smelling like a bunch of rum. Personally, I don't mind. I think it's a little bit funny. But anyways, that is the number 3. Number 2. And this is more of a fall winter. A lot of the versatile fragrances I've talked about, spring summer definitely best. To me, this is more of fall winter. It is a little bit fresher, so spring it might work sometimes in the summer as well. And that is Viking by Creed. And to me, this is actually my favorite Creed. I'm pretty sure. If I had to replace it with anything, it would definitely be something like Arolfa. Although I do also like Virgin Island Water quite a bit. But Viking is just such a nice, classic, yet modern men's fragrance. And I think a lot of people did dismiss it because the packaging especially, it was another men's fragrance by Creed. It had been a very long time, except for I think Royal Oud did come out a little bit before that. But the packaging, the fact that it looks a lot like Aventus, people thought it was going to be an Aventus killer and blah, blah, blah. And of course, since the expectations were so high, obviously when people smelled it, they were disappointed. Expectations just too high. But this is a really nice, fresh, minty, spicy fragrance. And I really, really like that about it. Very spicy. And it has a nice rose in the dry down. So this is a rose fragrance that stays very masculine. And it's a man's fragrance with rose that smells very good and very wearable. I'm not a big fan of florals, as you may know. But this does not bother me at all. And it's just done masterfully. So I do really, really enjoy that one. Now, the number 1 fragrance is a Parfums de Marly fragrance. I could have picked a lot of fragrances from this house for this particular video. I actually picked one that's not my favorite, and it's definitely not my favorite freshie, but it is probably the most versatile fragrance that they have, and that's Percival. It's funny because I know a lot of people did dismiss this fragrance when it came out. The thing is, it does smell very designerish, and this is also one of the reasons why I didn't pick Vodka on the Rocks. To me, this smells very close to Vodka on the Rocks, which some people say that Percival smells like Fierce. So obviously by that comparison, then Vodka on the Rocks also smells like Fierce. But this does get compared to Fierce. It's a bluish, fresh, uplifting, easy to wear fragrance. I think anybody is really going to like this one, and any time really works. Performs very strong. But, you know, like I was saying, I personally prefer Sedley as a fragrance, which I think is also still quite versatile. But this one is way more versatile and way more mass appealing. And so I'd have to really recommend Percival. Not only just because, you know, it's high quality, it's very mass appealing, it's very versatile, but also, you know, on the gray market, Parfums de Marly fragrances are very inexpensive. And honestly, sometimes you pay like around $1 a milliliter. And I think that's actually a really good price for a niche fragrance, especially when the retail is like $300 or something, and you get it for like half price, or you can find it for half price. So really fantastic, very fresh, very easy to wear, very likable, bluish type of fragrance that I think is definitely worth checking out if you do like something, or you are looking for a very well-performing, versatile, anytime, anywhere kind of a fragrance. Anyways, guys, that is my top 10 list. Not necessarily my favorite fragrances, but I think some of the best versatile fragrances that there are out there that are niche. So, you know what, leave a comment down below. Let me know, what do you think is the most versatile niche fragrance? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.